The only way they get away with this, when really they should be, we should be marching on Downing Street when this is over, in memory of all the unnecessary dead. But the only way they get away with it is by making it our fault now. And then, lo and behold, I turn on my telephone this morning, up pops some polling done for the Peston programme on ITV, and it turns out that double the number of people are blaming the public if there's a second spike compared to the government. Now, I say to you, tinfoil hats off, mission accomplished. That's been the plan since Barnard Castle. How the hell are we going to make this somebody else's fault? Well, let's make it their fault. And of course, what it means is that in 2016, the narrative of these shysters was that the elites are the problem and the British people are perfectly clever enough to make complicated decisions about future trading relationships, membership of the single market and customs union and freedom of movement. They're perfect. Anybody suggesting that people voted for Brexit without really knowing what they were voting for is condescending, sneering metropolitan elite. Now the same people are saying, oh, if you die, it's because you're thick. It's an incredible reverse, right? It's the same people. That's what I've told you a million times. Why don't you just move on and let it go? I will, if you put someone else in charge. But if you put the people that sold the lie in 2016 in charge now, things can only get worse. God, I didn't cross my mind. It would involve nearly 50,000 deaths, of which half were reportedly avoidable. Of course it didn't. No one's that good. Well, good isn't even the right word. No one's that clairvoyant. But my fear all along was that if these people aren't held to account for the lies that they told to you in 2016, the damage done by the next load of lies will make Brexit look like a cakewalk. And here we are, looking at the damage done by not holding liars to account and indeed applauding their entrance into Downing Street. Here they are, breaking the rules themselves. Boris Johnson's dad's in Greece today, giving interviews from his balcony. Yeah, you buried your mother by Skype, right? Because you were obeying the rules. Yeah, well, he's giving an interview from his balcony. Wizard japes. Same people. They break the rules, you obey them. You die, your fault. 2016, ignore the experts. Ignore the sneering elites. You're perfectly capable of making a really complicated decision about the future trading relationship of this country with the largest single market on the planet. You fully understand what will happen to EU citizens or indeed UK citizens living in continental Europe. Anybody suggesting that we don't have the knowledge or the understanding to make a decision on this incredibly complicated issue is a sneering member of the metropolitan elite, and they're condescending to you and looking down their noses at you and calling you a racist. That was 2016. Fast forward 4 years, today, you go to the pub on Saturday, catch coronavirus, end up dead. It's your fault for being stupid. Should have just trusted your common sense. Oh, and meanwhile, here's a massive tweet from the Treasury, which looks like a party invitation. I'm not even exaggerating. I hadn't even clocked that yet when I talked earlier of the analogy of the party invitation. They're inviting you to a party. They know there's poisoned vol au vents. If you end up accidentally eating one of the vol au vents that's poisoned and you die, it's your fault for being thick. You should have used your common sense. But you invited me to the party. Yeah, but you shouldn't have come. And now we look at this polling. One poll, one programme, but still. Who are you going to blame if there's a second spike? The public or the government? 2-1 the public. It's there. It's happened already.